Hi, I'm Kimberly Pato Lagare and this is My Negosyo.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Gomez and this is My Negosyo.
Hi, welcome to Crave Cafe.
Welcome to Dried Flowers PH.
So I'm Kimberly Pato Lagare and I graduated Business Administration in San Carlos, Entrepreneurship and Marketing Management double major. And after graduation, I went to BPI to work in the corporate world. And then after 3 years, the opportunity to open this cafe came. So I had to leave my corporate job to pursue this opportunity because it has always been my passion, baking and serving my creations to friends and family. And now I get to serve it to everyone else in the city, especially in this very prime spot. So we had to grab it before someone else can take the spot.
My name is Cheryl P. Gomez. I used to work in a BPO industry for 6 years, and after that, I quit my job and started working freelance, and I ended up working in the events industry. So before I started my business, I worked with Cuckoo Cloud Concepts. I'm a stylist, and I also assist in styling weddings.
I always observe my mom and grandma baking at home. They are also into baking and cooking, so that's where I got really my interest in baking. So ever since then, I look at the old cookbooks of my lola and my mom, and then eventually we took like a small cooking class in school. So I never took a formal cooking or baking class. So it's all after that self-taught, like online, and then whenever I travel, I get to see new things that I'd like to bring here. And actually in college, we are required to open a business, a small business. So we created this cupcake store because it was, I think, the cupcake boom in 2010, 2009. So I got into it because I see that there's not much cupcake places here in Cebu. So me and my group mates decided to venture into cupcakes, and we were one of the best performing groups in our college groups in entrepreneurship, and we were supposed to pursue it after, pero we took different paths. Like me, I did corporate world sa, and then after that, that's when I was able to pursue that business again, just by myself now, and with the help of my family, of course. I wanted to broaden my offerings and not just cupcakes, because our business used to be called Cupcakery. So I wanted a name that can cover from sweet to savory dishes and mostly comfort food, so cravings. So I wanted to satisfy cravings, and it's with a K because of my name, Kim. One of my goals when we started Crave, I wanted it to be a very localized cafe, not like very westernized coffee shop. So I initially thought of serving local dishes. So Right now, our bestseller is the champorado with danggit. So it's really my personal recipe. I usually cook it at home for family, and when I was in Manila, staying in a dorm, I'd cook it for my workmates or my dorm mates. So everyone loved it. So I thought, why not serve it in a slightly posh way? And then the Milky Cheese Donuts, we just recently won the Best of Cebu in December because we tried to make the best version of it. So fortunately, it's still around, and right now we just try to follow the trends and still maintain our old menu, the classic menu that our old customers were used to having. Hearts. We initially offered this during Valentine's because it's a heart, and then it was a very famous trend in the States and in the Western side. So I came across it online, and when I saw that the materials, the supplies were available here, I thought of offering it because every year because Valentine's month is also our anniversary month, so it's always a special month for us to offer something special, something new. So this was what I decided to offer during Valentine's, and even after Valentine's, people inquire about it. People find it very unique and cute and fun. So I continued to offer it pre-order basis and decided to continue offering it, especially this Mother's Day. It's all edible, the heart. So we start with a melted chocolate, either dark chocolate or a white chocolate that we color into the customer's preference. And then we pour it into a mold to coat the whole mold where the heart is formed. And it's coated twice or thrice depending on how the chocolate holds in the mold. And then we chill it. And then after we chill and coat it enough that it does not break upon releasing, we release it from the mold. And then that's when we decorate the outer part of the heart depending on the customer's preference. And then we now assemble the set. So after the shell, the heart shell is made, we put whatever the contents the customer has preferred. Usually it's the heart, one heart, the Ferrero Rocher, the cupcakes, the candies, and then we put the heart on top. And then the other pieces outside the heart to make the box presentable and full. So the hot cocoa bombs outside, the mini hearts, and depending on what add-ons the customer had like to add. Mostly, they always feel like it's so pretty to destroy or smash, but they eventually smashed it because it's for smashing, and then they like that the chocolate is not just an ordinary chocolate. I used very high quality and tasty chocolate for this, and then it's fun, and even before the customers get the items, they're already excited because it's something new or it's something they've always seen online, but now they get it for themselves.
When the pandemic happened, no bookings, no incoming jobs because no mass gathering. So I decided to put up my own business, and Dried Flowers PH was born August 2, 2020 of last year. Dried flowers because it's always been a passion of mine. Like at the end of every event, I always bring flowers home. So I was like a scavenger. Diba, in weddings you always like mag-set up at 5 a.m. and then egress like by the time the ceremony is over. And we use flowers to decorate the tables, the setup and everything. And then sometimes the clients, they don't take it home. Yeah, kami manghipos ba at the end of each event. Yeah, I used to bring the flowers home. Kaya I like bringing it home to decorate our house, and sometimes I give it to friends. And that's how it all started for me. Kaya those flowers na fresh pa during the event, I dry them personally for keepsake and for friends. Ang process sa pag-dry is ibitay lang siya, ihang lang siya upside down, and i-separate siya para dili bitaw siya magkuyog, and para dili siya magpilit, and to ibitay siya upside down, ihang siya, and you put it inside a dark room. It's the same process when you develop photos. So you hang it upside down and leave it there for 2 to 3 weeks. And no moisture coming in, no sunlight, kay umuo na siyang isa ka kontraman sa mga dried flowers. Kanang like direct exposure sa electric fan, or kanang puso kayo na hangin because sensitive na. Unlike pero sa fresh pa siya, kay musukol pa siya, na pa siya, like ligon pa siya, strong pa siya. Ang sa dry, kay kuha na siya, sensitive. My favorite flowers to work with are the statice flowers. Kay they are equally beautiful, fresh or dry. And misty flowers po, and roses. And it also depends on what's available from my supplier. Most of the flowers that I work with are imported, and the local flowers that we have, they're not really suitable for drying. Sometimes if there are flowers that's sourced from Baguio or sa Cordillera areas, dili na siya kaabot sa Cebu, kay mahurot na siya daan sa Luzon or sa Manila area pa lang. And I've tried drying flowers ng mga local, like the Solidago. Okay ra pud baya siya, but mahurot naman gud siya sa mga mahurot na siya for fresh, para mga suppliers nga makuha sa fresh. There are flowers that would last for like 3 years, and there are flowers that would last for like a year or 2. It also depends on the maintenance and how you take care of it. You just place them on a location sa house nimo nga dili siya dali matandog, para di siya ma-shake, and place it somewhere nga dili siya mainitan, and no direct exposure sa sunlight, because delicate things also need delicate care. I have flower domes. It's like a little garden inside a glass dome. Big kilos kay siya actually. It looks easy and pretty, but it's so much work. Kay gagmay kay siya and kuti kay siya. Kay you have to carefully kanang think which one looks best, or which flower looks best along with a dome. Aside from creating handcrafted bouquets, we also offer, recently lang, we have been receiving a lot of inquiries about people who've been getting fresh flowers and want us to preserve it for them. So recently, we've been offering services that we dry their flowers and we encapsulate or we shelter it in our glass domes. We also decorate like in certain shops here in Cebu, because we also put up flowers to bring life to their space. For Mother's Day, we have something special for our dear customers. On May 2nd po, it's our 10th month, I think, of operating, and we wanted to offer something like a 14344 bouquet, or I love you very much, Mom. So that's the price, and then it will be a hydrangea cloud, and it also has a greeting card. So the price is 14344 or 1,443.40 there. and then it comes with a gift card as well. The hydrangea, it's a preserved hydrangea, so it's very pretty, and the colors that we have for Mother's Day, it comes in pink and white, and it's like a cotton candy. If you look at it, it's like a ball of cotton candy. So it's very pretty.
A cute treat for mothers. They deserve something sweet and pretty, and some maybe de-stressing part of the smashing. So while others offer it with cookies or chocolates bought from the stores, we try to offer most of our home-baked goods inside the heart. So inside the heart are mostly handmade. It comes with a small heart that we handmade with cookies inside, chocolate, and then our cupcakes are also featured this Mother's Day, and some cookies if they want to add on, and Ferrero chocolates we bought in the store because it just looks uplifts the aesthetic of it, the whole set. So it comes in a basic set, $7.50. It has a hot cocoa bomb, which we already tried pouring milk into, hot cocoa bombs, the mini hearts, and then some cupcakes, candies and chocolates for mom, and the little mallet that the mom will use for smashing the heart. And then the customers may add some of our other pastries, like the more hearts and more big cupcakes, and then more cookies. And they may also put their personal gift for mom, like a necklace or a note or a simple love letter inside for mom to be surprised when they smash the heart. So yeah, so far it's doing well, and we're having orders now for Mother's Day.
Mothers know and give unrequited, and they always give the best kind of love. I mean, any love that I've felt with any people, mom knows, and mom always gives the best. So this is the time that mom deserves to be treated the way she should be treated, but not just on Mother's Day, but in any day.
I think they deserve more than this, but being children, we try to surprise them in our own little ways, and right now we're just trying our best to surprise them with the little things, and in our intimate celebrations now with the pandemic. So I think any little effort by children given to the mothers, they appreciate, because there's nothing more, we can't repay them in any way. So with this kind of gifts, I think it's a breath of fresh air for them to have something. It's time for them to be treated, because most of the time we're the ones treated. That baking is really purely passion and love, because if you just bake because it's an order or something, it's different. Because even myself, we're in the business for 4 years now. I still insist on baking most of the items because I want it perfect. I want it the way I want it. And if you just, because when I bake, I feel like I have to feel what the recipient will feel when they get that. So I make sure that it's perfect, the placing of everything and the taste. I only bake what I like or what my family and friends can approve to. So I don't just bake because it's the trend or not. So I test it, and I give it or have them try it for their approval, and then if it's good for them, then it's worth giving or sharing to everyone else. And it's the fulfillment really when you share what you make, or not just with the friends. Now that we get to share it to the rest of the community in the city, it's different, because when it's with friends and family lang, sometimes it's biased because they know you or they love you. So it's more fulfilling to get the reviews and the feedback from strangers, and especially with these kinds of things. Now there's a lot of baked goods around na, and then it means a lot to us when people appreciate what we do, because it's really full of love and passion. And I think even especially now in the pandemic, it really takes this kind of passion and commitment to go on, even if like financially it's not sustainable, or that kind of passion.
To be honest, it makes me feel it's very therapeutic in a way. It's like finding balance in this chaos. Okay, the world is like pandemic and everyone's losing their jobs. It gives me it makes me feel hopeful, and that's how I felt when I first started selling. I don't have any incoming, I don't have any money, while all my savings were slowly going down the drain. Yeah, I was losing hope. Where do I find money now? Wala events, wala clients, we're on a lockdown. But the flowers that I had saved from the event, that was like my silver lining. And when I decided to sell, so if this is how I felt during lockdown, this is how I want people to feel sad, that there's still hope and there is still beauty amidst all the chaos, and we still have hope springs eternal bitaw, hoping against hope. So that's what made me decide to sell pod. When my friend wanted to buy the flowers I had, I didn't want to sell it. It was so hard to get by. No events, and it was so expensive food at the same time. I didn't want to let go. This is my only comfort, and I don't want to let go. But in the end, I decided, okay, if this brought me comfort, and if this is how one person feels in buying it, okay, I will share the comfort that gave me to you. So muna ako na feel sad, and that's how I want people to feel with every arrangement and every flowers that we send out. My business advice is to be respectful to other people, and to be yourself, and to take your breaks seriously. So that's the only advice I could give, and be original.
Pursue what you love to do. It's very cliche, but it's really true, because right now I think people in the food business really can relate that it's hard to sustain this kind of business now. So it takes a lot of heart and passion to go on and to continue what you're doing, even if sometimes it's not that sustainable anymore, because you love what you do, and that's what keeps you going. And especially when people appreciate it, and there are still people craving for it. So it's worth it. It's still worth the risk. And while you're young, while we're young, we can take a lot more risk, because we have more time to correct ourselves and improve ourselves. So yeah, just the passion and love what you do, and choose something that you're really committed to do, even if you may not or may make money along the way, or in the first few years. So just keep going.